Hey y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mary Payne here. I've got Keisha. It is Malfeasance Monday. It is Mugshot Monday. Got it.
Meatloaf Monday.
Meatloaf Monday. I got it. We're recording on a new thing today, guys. So if we seem like we don't know what we're doing, it's because we're looking at each other in a different way and the screen looks different.
No.
And, change is hard when you're above the age of 18. So
yeah, I just feel like we're doing something wrong, even though I know we're not. It just seems.
I know.
I don't
I
know.
know, because we're not getting our wave lines like we used to
I
having.
know.
And
I need that.
did you do the thing on the screen where it says you could touch up your appearance? You know, I did. That's why I look like I've got that. Like,
What?
There's a choice where you could click, like touch up your appearance, and I sure as hell did that. I was like, look at me with I look like I have a Vaseline glow on my face.
Well, no, I didn't. No, I need to know about this.
All right, on Wednesday when we do our recording with video, you'll have to do it. It's a choice right at the beginning. Yeah.
I love a filter, make my eyelashes bigger. I want, it to look like they're about to fly away, make my lips look like they're about to bust. I want all of that. I love it.
Well, okay, so today's Monday. Tomorrow you'll have your episode with Kimberly 90 Day. Thursday, I'm doing Bravo Breakdown, Shades of Bravo with Doug Buden. And I've got some special episodes coming up next week. But what I should tell you is that on Thursdays, also on Pink Shade Prime, Keisha and I are covering Prison Brides. So
Yes.
it's only been 2 episodes so far. We're really digging it. This week will be episode 3. And then we're going to put episode 3 over on the free feed because I'm going to be out of town because I'm going to be on a 4-day Disney cruise with my mom and my sisters.
Oh, excellent. We've been talking about doing a Disney cruise, so I'll have to ask you all the questions.
I think this will be my 5th or 6th Disney cruise. I've been on a lot.
Oh,
I'm an
okay.
expert.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm almost at the highest level. Silver, not quite gold. Or gold, not
And you've
quite
gone
platinum.
with no children. No children have
Oh,
gone.
yeah. I mean, the teenagers have gone. They've gone when they were, in the 11 to 13 range. And then they've gone as, 18.
Okay.
So, yeah. But the one I went last time on was just me and my sisters and my friend Mary and my friend Terry and no kids. And this time is me and my mom and my sisters. Yeah. Because they have, all things there's just adults. You don't have to be around kids if you don't want to. Yeah.
Right.
But you've got lots of kids in your house that would love it.
Girl, they were all over here yesterday. And I tell you, James and I went out with some friends. And when our friends dropped us off, I was like, I wonder are all the kids gone? And I took 2 steps. It sounded like a fucking house party was going on. They were live. They were on the couch, jumping up and down, screaming. I'm like, they're all still here. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah.
Thought they would have left.
There's no rules here. No rules over here. They love it.
That's right. No rules at Aunt Kiki's.
None at all. Nope.
So check that out, guys, on Thursdays because the show airs on Wednesdays on Lifetime, Prison Brides, and then Keisha and I are recapping that. And then on Fridays with Meredith Constant, we're doing Smothered and 90 Days of Single Life. But what I was going to tell you is, so as per usual, we record this on Sunday. So after I record with you, I'm going to feed the family. And then I'm going to record with Kimberly at 9 o'clock for our Tuesday episode, which is going to keep me up to like 11 because I got an opportunity kind of last minute to go do something very cool in New York. So I'm hopping on a train tomorrow to go to New York for 24 hours.
Okay. So are you not going to tell us what you're going to do?
I'm trying to tease it. I'm trying to stretch it out.
Come on. You know what?
All right. So what I'm going to do is I got invited
Look at her quickly. Peer pressure.
So what I got invited to do was to go watch the live taping of the Radio Andy Theater. So Radio Andy Theater, they do it like once or twice a year, and they get all these celebrities to come up and read parts of like a famous scene. Like they did Scary Island one time.
Oh.
This is last season of Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, that's going to be good.
And so far, so my friend John Hill is in it. And so far, all they've really announced is Chloe Fineman from Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
And she's very famous. And Cheyenne Jackson, another famous Broadway actor. And they haven't really announced anybody else because it's all these like, they've teased it. So you don't know. So I asked John Hill, I was like, just go ahead and tell me. He's like, no.
Oh
So he didn't
man.
tell me. So I don't know who else it's going to be, but I'm super excited.
Well, as soon as you find out, text me.
I will. So that I don't think they're live streaming it, but it will. They usually do it and then they put it on Radio Andy.
Okay.
So I'm excited to go. The green room, I've been there, green room 42. I went there for Amy Phillips' show. It's very
Mhm.
small. So no matter who is in that room, I'll be able to like eyeball to eyeball see them. It's a very small room. I'd say like
Ooh.
100 people or less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
So, like,
super excited.
if someone famous is there, there's a possibility you could like photobomb their picture and get on their Instagram.
That's a great idea, Keisha.
I
That's a
know.
great idea.
Look at me looking out for you.
Yeah, that's a great
Yes.
idea. I'm
Yeah.
sure that I will have the worst seat in the back, but that's okay because it's a very small space. So I'll be able to see everything. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you. Can't wait to hear all about it.
But doing a podcast at 9 o'clock at night is not usually my way to go. I'm usually liking to have a
I've
little,
done it.
I have too, but I'm usually like to have a
Yeah.
little cocktail, be sitting on my couch by that time.
She lied and said a cocktail. She means like the third cocktail of the evening.
No, I've really decided that two is the limit for me.
That's it. That's it.
Three, we're getting into territory I shouldn't be in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I've got to get back here because on Tuesday I'm doing I'm doing an interview with Miss Debbie of 90 Days Single Life.
That's the older lady
Yeah, with the blonde hair. Yeah.
that was kind of dating the guy with the cock wonky eye.
Mm-hmm. Osama.
Oh, Sama. There you
Yeah.
go. Yes,
He was
yes.
24 and I'm 67. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she really thought it was going to work.
Yeah, she really thought she was going to live out her golden years in Morocco with Osama. It didn't
Bless her
work out
heart.
that way. I know.
Bless her
Anyway, I
heart.
love Miss Debbie. And I posted, I posted Instagram of the ladies here on our show yelling about their flat asses and said to all the ladies with
Yeah.
flat asses out there, I see you, I feel you, I feel offended for you,
Yeah.
calling out our flat asses. Miss Debbie wrote under it and said, flat ass girl with like big ass attitude or something.
We need t-shirts that say that.
I know. I was like, TM. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. It's like a jam-packed week, super busy, super excited about everything going on. But, I really got back from that Europe trip with uh-oh, hold on. Oh
Oh
my God,
boy.
why did I lost you? I'm back. I got back from that Europe trip with the family over Christmas. And, it was so
Mhm.
much preparation, getting ready, getting all the podcasts done. Like I said, I did like 13 in
Right.
1 week, like preparing. It was so much work. And then I got back and I really did feel like, all right, less stressed. I'm doing less. I'm going to not, but here I am. I'm doing it to myself again. I gotta slow my roll.
You don't need to slow your roll.
Well, I just need to like not make myself so like all the time. Like,
I think you're handling it all quite well. Now, I don't know what goes on in your household.
right.
I don't know if people are having to sit in corners and be quiet every time they entering a room or not. But when I see you, you are calm, cool, and collected.
That is funny. Yeah, that's about right. Everybody just shut up. Mom is working. Yeah, I just called John. I was like, I need you to come downstairs and like hang out, make sure the dogs don't bark. He's like, oh. It's like he went to school one day last week because of the snow. I was like, I think you're fine. You're fine.
He's tired. Well, I just watched Sushi totally kick James's ass for putting him outside.
Oh God. You guys, every time we log on and producer James walks out of the room and picks up Keisha's dog Sushi, it is like it is the craziest sound you've ever heard in your life.
Mary Payne, I seriously told James because I love my dog. I truly, truly do. He has been the best companion, but he is not the greatest old man dog. Now, granted, he hasn't slowed down any. He
Yeah.
still plays, runs. I mean, the vision is a little bit off and the hearing is off, but then again, some of that shit's just really selective hearing. But man, I told James, I'm going to look and see if there's like a dog senior citizen place, community center. I can drop him off during the day and then pick him back up every night at 6:30. Just like, because he is just really, I tell you, he sometimes is not very enjoyable. He's just angry.
You
Doesn't
go in
want anyone
there.
by me.
Sushi is in there playing dominoes.
I
having
know.
some coffee, wearing a little
Yes,
cardigan. Yes, that's
yes.
perfect.
He will be dressed. He will have his snacks with him. He'll have his readers in a little backpack as well in case he needs those while he's there. But man, he needs some old people company because he is just, I
Oh
don't know.
God.
He's something else. That's all I could
Oh my
say.
God, that is so funny. Senior Dog Center,
Community center.
Community
Yes.
Center. I
I
love
need
it.
to kind of write that down. Maybe I'll start one up.
Well, then you might have to be in charge of all those mean senior dogs.
Oh no, I'm going to pay people to do that. I'm just going to come by and sign those payroll checks and be on my way.
People would pay for that.
I think
Oh
so.
Lord. Well, let's get to this show. This now listen, controversy over the title, but it is season 5, episode 20, or season 5 is episode 5, whatever. Shimmer Down. Life After Lockup.
Girl.
Shimmer Down. Now, you sent me a text about this, about these dum-dums saying shimmer down. And I said, I think actually they're trying to make shimmer down happen like a phrase.
Mm-mm. You are giving them way too much credit, Mary Payne. You
Don't you
really,
think
really are.
like
No, I
you're
don't.
shine like a diamond, shimmer down,
No,
don't shimmer
no.
up, shimmer down? Okay.
We have watched these two women and their bad wigs for weeks. We have seen frosted lipstick colors on their lips. We
Yeah.
have heard how they speak. No, they really meant to say simmer down, but they said shimmer down.
All right. Well, I was trying to give them credit for trying to like
You can't.
make a new phrase happen.
So I saw someone created a meme and they're like, this is how you shimmer down. And it's like a person in like a poop position, but sparkles are coming out their ass.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
this is how you shimmer down.
I listen, if we ever got a reunion on the show, which we never do, that would be
Right.
a good question to ask. Like, did you mean to
I
say shimmer
agree.
down? And then she would be like, yes, it's a new phrase that I've trademarked.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll let you have that one.
I don't know why I'm giving Chevelle so much credit. I guess I feel bad for her since
I,
Quaylen has gone off his rocker again.
Well, I will say I did peek on her Instagram page, and she must be listening to all the wig stuff because she's gotten her wig game a little bit more together.
Oh, good.
She's looking pretty good. I must give it to her.
Okay,
And
good.
she has scrubbed Quaylen from off her Instagram page.
Good.
Totally.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, Colandria and Q Baby, as wonderful as they are, they couldn't help him, I guess. Couldn't help him. No,
Mm-mm.
he has to help himself.
He
All
does.
right, so we'll start with these. Shavel and Quaylen. Mom and Shavel, mom, meaning Sylvia. Sylvia and Shavel sit outside to talk. And this is where mom says, I can't be supportive of this. I can't be supportive of this. And Shavel says, you need to shimmer down. And mom says she is not going to shimmer down for Shavel or anyone. Don't tell her to shimmer down because she does not have to shimmer down. They continue to say it. So that's why I think they're trying to make it a thing.
I'm just gonna let you have this one because I don't believe it for a second.
Okay.
That I just don't. And Sylvia is doing the utmost in this
I know.
episode.
Do you think she was drunk? Because at one point, Shavel does say something about she had too many drinks.
Well, I mean, I was just wondering, is her wig gonna fall off? She's trying to do all this fighting and stuff like that, and I'm worried about her wig coming off. But
Yeah.
no contact was ever made.
Yeah. Well, she didn't get close enough to anybody swinging hands to get her wig pulled off.
Yeah, she was just talking a lot of shit
Yeah, she sure
the whole
was.
time. Yeah.
So they're talking and nobody's going to shimmer down. We've established that.
No.
And Shavel says, this is my shower. I didn't come for this. I came for peace. I wanted to have a peaceful day. Today is my day. I'm not going to deal with this. So she goes back in. So then we get Colandria talking to Shavel. Now, Colandria is Quaylen's mother and says,
Right.
I feel awful that I let
Yeah.
Sylvia push my buttons. And then we see both parties on each side like, well, we don't like each other. Well, we don't like them. Well, I don't like your
Right.
son. And I don't like Quaylen. And I don't like you. And blah, blah, blah. And then we hear Sylvia say, well, I don't like you, bitch, to Q Baby, the sister. What?
Like she never tried to compose herself at all. She was on level 10 and she stayed on level 10, knowing her old ass cannot fight. She
She just
knows
thought
she
those
can't
cousins were
fight.
gonna pull in and help her.
And that's what happened. Yeah. And I'm just like, why is she cussing at this woman? Like, she already knows this woman is mad. She's talking about one of her kids, but she's
Yeah.
like, well, I might as well do the whole goddamn family. She calls the daughter a bitch.
And Q Baby didn't do anything. She's just over there
She really didn't.
she's wearing that one dress she owns. She's mad to
Yeah.
be in it. You could tell. She's
Yeah.
like, I'll wear this dress only if it's made of t-shirt material. That's it.
And
Not
it's hard to sit somewhere and listen to someone talk shit about your mom,
yeah.
which
Oh
is what
yeah.
Sylvia is doing.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
we don't do that here.
Yeah.
No.
So Q Baby says, well, no one is talking to you. You're getting involved in things don't bother, that don't
Right.
involve you. And then she said, don't let my sweetness fool you. I'm a grown ass woman and you're getting involved in this. None of your business. And
Mm,
Sylvia said, well, you're a child to me. You're a child to me. And then Q Baby goes, you're disrespecting my mother and my
right.
brother. And this is my family. And Sylvia screams in a full Mary Cosby, watch your mouth, little girl. Little
And,
girl.
and then she gets upset with Shavel. You're gonna let her talk to me like this. You're gonna let
She
But you're the
started
one who's
it.
talking shit. You are starting. What is she supposed to do?
She
I
called her a
mean,
bitch.
I mean, Chavelle's there to try to eat good, look cute in her little white sundress,
Yeah.
and have some mocktails. And her mom is totally fucking everything up
Yes.
continuously.
Yes. So Sylvia says, watch your mouth, little girl, because I'll put some on your ass too. I'll give you the whooping your mama should have given you.
Oh no,
And then,
no.
Q Baby says, I will whoop that flat ass. I will beat your ass in front of your daughter.
This poor woman
Wow.
has got called SpongeBob bodied. Now she's being called flat ass. And she
Yeah.
never defends herself when they call her these things because they're correct. They're quite
God.
accurate.
Oh
They
my
is.
God.
Poor thing.
Now
Bless her heart.
people are taking their shoes off. People,
Yes.
Calandri has taken off her little shrug for her little coat,
Right.
little thing. Now, did you see that guy? I took a screenshot of it. He walked
Mm.
through the scene,
Uh-huh.
the man in the black t-shirt, and it
Uh-huh.
says, comedian Keith Parrish. Huh, okay.
No. Huh.
He was like,
Where?
he's like, if I'm going to this baby shower, I am going to put my brand on my t-shirt and get me some screen time. And it worked because I took a
I
screenshot of it.
mean, that's what you should do.
Mhm.
I totally agree. No, I just heard someone say, put your shoes back on.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he walked right through the camera and it says comedian Keith Parrish, huh? Like H-U-H, huh? Okay. Like maybe that's the name of his tour or something. It was hilarious.
That's what I would do.
I mean, that's what
I
I
do
did at
that too.
BravoCon. Just walked around in my pink shade shirt. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's going to be in every picture.
That's right.
Oh my God. So, Quaylen walks in and was like, what's going on? And then you just hear a lot of, you don't respect me. You don't respect me, bitch. Shut up, bitch. You're not respecting me. You're respecting my mother, blah, blah, blah. So Chevelle gets mad and she's like, where is my Ela? Where is my daughter? She's like,
Right.
she is 8 years old. She should not be around this. And then she's like, she's had too many fucking drinks, meaning her own mother.
So, okay, it's the alcohol. Well, it was her bad attitude mixed with a lot of alcohol. And she probably didn't even realize how much she had drank.
Right. Because it looked like they were like girly, fruity, like
Yeah.
lemonade kind of drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. And poor little Maila has just like scurried off like a little mouse because she's afraid. She's like, what the hell is going on?
I know.
Like, what do I do?
They saw her little face and she was like, I'm going to go out here and sit with production.
Right.
So
Safe.
So Quaylen hugs Chevelle, and in the talking head, he goes, it's sad the families can't even get along at a lunch, and there's going to have to be some limitations on this wedding. Some people going to be on the Zoom call, which I really thought was funny.
Don't blame him. And I have a feeling like whenever he was hugging her, it was kind of a weird hug. I think he was like, I hope you don't smell this perfume for this lady I was just in a motel with.
Stop. He's like, I know she's occupied. She's filming, so I know I can.
Yeah, let's meet up
2
at
hours.
this Motel 6 and see what we can do. But yeah, I felt bad for Chevelle. I really did.
I really did too. And then he says some people gonna have to be on Zoom, which I thought was funny. And then we see Q Baby charges at Sylvia because Sylvia's called her a bitch one too many times.
Again, you know what? You can only call me a bitch. I'll give you 2 times. 2 times, and that's it. Then now you really want me to fight. She looked like a bull.
She went
through that.
She went at her. She's like, I don't care if I have this dress on. Here I come.
Yeah.
So see, she
I got on
charges
my
that.
granny panties and my Spanx. So everything's going to be covered up. I'm about to whoop your mom's ass, Shavel. Sorry.
She's like, I got your bitch. I got your bitch right here. So she's charged. So
Mm-hmm,
everybody's
mm-hmm.
pulling apart. It's like all the cousins, everybody's there pulling
Yeah.
everybody apart. So Shavel and Quaylen go and sit outside or outside the area with Qualandria. And she said, she's crying. And she's like, I have to
Yeah.
apologize for my role in all of this. This is not the way I behave. Your mother is so disrespectful. But
Yeah.
listen, it's your special day. It's your wedding. So I'm not going to come to the wedding because I don't want to be around your mother acting like
Yeah.
that. And I don't want to be a part of this toxicity and ruin the day. I think Qualandria has got some sense. I think she's like, I'm so embarrassed for myself. Like I have a real job and I don't want people seeing me acting like this on television.
Yeah, and you could tell she was very genuine.
Yeah.
But damn, you can only sit up and listen to someone shit talk your kid so many times.
Yeah.
And then in that setting, like there's their family's there, her family's there, and then you still decide to talk shit about Quaylen. Like, say that for when we're trying on wedding dresses. I mean, let's do it there. That was embarrassing.
It was.
On so many different levels.
So many people were there. They were trying to have this.
Yeah.
I didn't even see she get to open any presents or anything.
I don't think she did.
So
Sylvia probably opened her presents for her. She's that type of mom.
She put them all in her car and took them right to her house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Shavel and Quaylen go in to talk to Sylvia. So they pull her over to the side. And she's like, Mom, this is just unacceptable. Like this behavior is unacceptable. And really, like it happened in front of my daughter, which, is her granddaughter.
Yeah.
And that's just unacceptable. And look, I know you don't like Quaylen, but we are getting married. So you're just going to have to accept this. And Sylvia says, did you tell them? Did you tell them? Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? Did you talk to them? And she's like, I did talk to them.
Right.
But you started it. And she's like, oh, okay. And Quaylen says, he wasn't there. And then she's like, well, then how do you know I started it? He goes, because everybody's saying you started it. She's like, how do you know it's my fault?
And that lady in the front recorded it and she stopped and let me watch the video real quick. And I saw that she started it.
Have you seen these cameramen? I've already
Right.
Yeah. So then Sylvia goes up and gets her drink and hugs the cousins. Is like, these are my girls. I'm so glad you're here. And everybody's still eating like all the shit just didn't go down.
Maybe that's how they get down at like their family reunions and shit. That's just what they're used to. I don't know.
I don't think so. So
my ass would have got my little gift and went on home because I don't have time for all that shit. They're in a restaurant too. There's other people around.
I know. They're in like a party room of a restaurant.
Yeah.
So Shavel's like, I'm done filming. Y'all can go. Yeah. And she and Quaylen and Maila head home. But Maila was like, at some point, somebody just threw a phone to her. It was like, let this child just play whatever she wants to on my phone.
She was. Yeah. She's like, you got Candy Crush on your phone?
You got Sneaky Sasquatch? That's my favorite game. All right, let's go to Lindsey and Blaine. So, all right, we start with this fight with the tossing of the bacon and everything, right?
I can't get over it. I cannot get over the tossing of the bacon. Nothing ever in life is that wrong where you have to fuck up bacon.
I agree. I agree. That's a inexcusable offense.
Yeah, it is.
So we see the start of the fight and she's crying and he's saying, damn, Lindsey, you're so unappreciative. And he goes in, he's like, listen, like, I love you, but you're just ungrateful as fuck. And I do feel in the missing pieces a lot. And I'm tired of being belittled and disrespected and treated a certain kind of way. I got to ball it up. I got to keep it in. There's kids around. And he says he loves her. He wants to marry her, but they can't keep on a good streak for more than a day. So she cries and says, I am a mother to your child and I do all the providing for the household. And also remember, she's in school full time.
Right.
And he's like, what more do you want from me? I don't have any more to give. No, she says that. I don't have any more to give. So he leaves. But listen, I kind of feel like they're both right. Because she does go to school full time, work a night shift, and depends on him to do all the stuff at home.
Right.
But when I talked to her last year, I was like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like,
it's a lot.
Why don't you take one class at a time or like, don't do a night shift or, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And she was like, this is just the way it worked out. And I'm trying to get through this college. Like she had done a year and a half or 2 years of college before she went to prison. She had done like community college. So she wasn't starting from scratch. She had a lot of credits. but she's getting, like her master's in business. Like she's really,
I
really going to
mean,
hardcore school,
I get that, but at the same time, you know that you've got 2 kids that are in school. You have to work a full-time job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe cut back a little bit. Like, why do you have to? Did you say I have to get it done by this certain time? I mean, she's doing it to herself.
I know. I know. And then, like you said, his job isn't always steady because he works in construction. And
Yeah.
whatever happened to that trailer they were fixing up? Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, we're never gonna hear about that again.
I guess they sold it.
Yeah.
So what you should do when you fight and scream and throw bacon, go wedding dress
Mhm.
shopping. So
Absolutely. I mean, come on.
that's the next
That's
logical
what
thing
I
to
would
do.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it seems to be like it's that afternoon or something because
She picked up
my
Miley Grace from
yeah,
school,
yeah. So
who had on some
Lindsay
really cute jeans, by the way.
Miley Grace is a hero. Bless her.
She is. Yeah.
So as Lindsay talks to Miley Grace in the car and says, "Aren't you excited? We're going wedding dress shopping." And Miley Grace is like, "I don't get it. Like, why would you after all this that happened?" And she's like, "Listen, I know we had that argument this morning, but just because you argue doesn't mean you're breaking up. And I do really love Blaine. I'm totally sure he's the one for me. And that's the reason I'm marrying him. And I do apologize for the arguing. That shouldn't ever happen in front of the kids. And I'm really sorry. But
I don't
adults,
think she really loves him.
I think in this car ride she did. I think it changed a little later in the episode.
I don't think she really loves him. I think that Lindsay is one of those people who can never truly 100% love anyone other than maybe her child.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I think she's comfortable with Blaine.
Uh-huh.
That's all
Yeah.
that she knows.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, Lindsay is a manipulator. I think she likes being a mom.
Yeah.
I really think she does, but I don't think she is a real relationship kind of person, at least not where she's at right now. I think she thinks this is what I should be doing.
Right.
Popped up. There's no reason for them to get married right now. They could just stay like they are and be
Right.
perfectly fine. Get him a therapist because he is in desperate need of an emotional support animal, a therapist, a psychiatrist. He needs to do group presentations once a week because he is struggling.
Poor thing. He's trying to get to the medical pot. Yeah, he's
something. He needs a lot. And
he
she's
needs it.
ignoring that.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, it's very hard for me because I do see his side, and then I also see her side. So she tells Molly Grace, like, adults fight and get over it. And I'm just so excited to go wedding dress shopping. So first dress she tries on, she likes it. Then she goes in to try on the second dress. And then while she's in there, Molly Grace tells grandma/mom/step grandmother that Lindsey and Blaine fight a lot. And then he talks to Molly Grace about it, and it makes her very uncomfortable. And grandma's like, "What does he say?" And she goes, "He just says that like she's controlling and stuff." And grandma goes, "Well, he's done that to me before too, and I don't like it." And Molly Grace is like, "I don't think my mom should marry a man who says mean stuff behind her back. And I think she needs a big eye opener." And grandma says, "I agree. Let's tell her when she comes out. And we didn't plan this at all." So
what do you I was confused on my feelings about him talking to them about Lindsay.
uh-huh. Yeah, he just needs to just bitch to his friends like a normal person and not to her kid.
I agree about the kid. Like, okay, when I act a plum fool, like a fool,
Mm-hmm.
James will always tell on me to my mom. He will go crying to my mom. Yeah. I mean, but sometimes I will throw a knife at him. So maybe he's right when he goes and talks to my mom.
She might have to 5150 you. He needs to know who to call.
Yeah. Or he'll do like an Eeyore face and walk through the house. And I don't know if he knows she's going to come and say, "What's wrong with James? What'd you do?"
Right.
So I get that. But he doesn't bad talk me when he's doing this. And I think but Liz, I mean, he wasn't lying with the things that he said about Lindsay.
No.
But I don't think he should talk to Molly Grace in her room about her mom. That's kind of
She's 14 years old.
And that's still her mom.
That's still her mom. Yeah.
It's not like
And
that's even their kid together, you know what I mean? And that would almost be a little different if it was like their kid together, like, God damn, your mom's being such a bitch. Or
yeah, yeah.
it's
And
kind
then
of,
little Kagan is standing there and he's 8.
yeah. And then he
Yeah.
was the best friend too. That was a bit much with the best friend too.
Oh God, Stephanie. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyway, so Lindsay tries on a couple more dresses. She's like, I like this one. Y'all aren't getting excited enough for me. And they're like,
Mm-mm.
uh-huh, yeah, it's pretty. Okay. And then she's like, what's going on? Because production said, ask them why they aren't excited.
Right. Yeah.
And she goes, listen, I don't think it's right that you're marrying Blaine. She goes, well, I know that you think that, but why? And she goes, because y'all
Hmm.
have like these little tiffs a lot. And then he
Right.
says stuff afterwards. And, he told me that he thinks you're controlling and he talks negative. And mom says, yeah, he's done the same to me too. And that's not a conversation I wanted to hear about my daughter.
Right.
And Stephanie says, he said the same stuff to me, that you're controlling and manipulative and a bully.
Oh,
Okay. Then Molly Grace
okay.
says, why don't you don't ever check the cameras? And she goes, what? Like the cameras inside the house? And
Right.
she goes, yeah. And she goes, why don't you check them? So Lindsay goes, okay, I'll check it from a couple of days ago. Now, how long would it take you to find if that camera is rolling all the time inside the house? It would take an hour to find that.
Well, she went, maybe, Lindsay's got some secret ways. She knows how to find shit out. So maybe she just was able to go straight to it. I was waiting for 6 to come in the whole time. I got you $500 more, Lindsay. I collect the 500 more. Here's 500 more.
Here's 500 for a wedding dress when you owe 40,000 to the lawyer. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, mom's like, I mean, I don't think you would check those cameras all the time, but if there's something that you want to hear what was said. And anyway, obviously Molly Grace has already seen it and,
Right.
has planted the seed. So then we see him walking around, which looks like he's like talking to Molly Grace in her room and then walking out and kind of storming around talking. But the little
Yeah.
boy Kagan is right there. And he's like 6 or 8. I mean, he's little.
And he's popping off.
And he says, and I've got exactly word for word what he says.
I knew you did. I knew
Yeah.
you
He
did.
says, fucking ungrateful ass bullshit. I mean, I love you, to Molly Grace. I love you, but if she says one more cross ass word to me, I'm fucking leaving her. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, I can't do it. Out here talking to everybody like shit. I'm sick of it. God damn it. I don't even know who I am no more. That's why I kind of told her, I said, nobody can even talk to you. Like, we don't know if we're going to say the right thing or not. Like, you're going to lash out and get pissed. We don't know. We're scared. I'm fucking miserable. And I've been that way for a long time. I'm a grown ass man and I ain't about to have somebody on a fucking trip. Hell no. Now he is
Oh,
saying all this to
okay.
the 14-year-old with the 8-year-old standing there.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
bad.
not good.
It's
No.
horrible language to be talking to a 14-year-old with that language.
I agree. Again, I think that everything he said was true. I think
Mhm.
that Lindsay does pop off very easily, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But damn, can't you and your dad go fake fixing a truck like y'all normally do and you talk it out with him?
Yeah.
Like, why is this being discussed with these children? I
Yeah.
don't. I think he's spiraling. Like he's in a deep depression
Yeah.
and he get help. Like whatever place that rehab place that she's working at, he may need to go and sign himself up over there because he's
Mhm.
not in a good place at all. And I don't think Lindsay's very support. I don't think she has time to be the support system that he
Right.
needs.
That's right. She didn't
So
have the time to like worry about his problems. Yeah.
not at all.
So she tears up and says, if she didn't see that with her own eyes, she would never believe that he would say those things.
Wow.
And her mom says, well, I am speechless. I wonder why he thought he had the right to speak that way in front of the children. And that's
Yeah.
that's my point. You don't talk that way. Like you may pop off and say a bad word, but you're not like addressing the 14-year-old like fuck that and fuck this fucking bullshit. Like
Yeah.
you just don't. You just don't.
Yeah.
And Molly Grace goes, yeah, and it's not the first time. So
Oh boy.
Lindsay asks her mom if she'll take Molly Grace to volleyball, wherever the hell she's going, and hugs her and says, I'm so sorry that it's happened. I'm really sorry. And then we see Molly Grace like My plan worked.
I planned a word. She tells Gammy, give me a boom. That was good teamwork right there.
Our plan worked. She says, she said, I am sorry that she had to see that and everything, but I had to tell her before she got too far along in this wedding planning.
She
So
did.
Lindsey walks out of the store barefoot in that wedding dress, and the lady's like, did she just walk out in the dress?
Did you see the look on their faces? Like, is this bitch going out barefoot in this white dress on the concrete outside? Is she going to pay for that?
And it really looks like next week she's still in the dress when she's yelling at him in the living room. She's in a white top that looks real similar.
Would you put it past Lindsey? Like, she's like, I really want this fucking dress. I still went ahead and bought this fucking dress.
Yeah, because one day I might marry somebody. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and then she calls Blaine and yells at him on the street. Okay. Now let's go to Britney and Key Rock.
Okay.
So everything's fine now.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big fight in the hotel room, but now everything's
Mm-hmm.
fine. They're driving to see Abuela. And Key Rock has 3 bunches of flowers.
Pretty flowers too.
They were pretty. They were
Yeah.
grocery store flowers, but
they were nice.
He made the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked really nice. So they arrive and they cry, and Britney hugs Anita, it's the abuela's name, and introduces her to Key Rock. And then they do like a joint talking head together. And he's like trying to wipe her makeup. She's like, oh my God, stop. Mess it up.
Yeah, guys always do that when they're trying to like fix it, like a strand of hair, and they pull your whole hair extension out and trying to fix your makeup, and the whole eyelash, like the whole thing comes off. But she has stepped up her game for her interviews because she looked really good again
in both of them.
Girl, yeah,
she looks great.
Now, why she decided to wear a flesh-colored bodysuit to meet her abuela, I have no idea what was going on there. But
that was a choice.
It was a bad choice.
That was a choice.
Very bad.
So they sit on the couch, and I didn't realize they were only going to be there like one day, sit on the couch and turn around and drive right back.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
that's what
I
happens
imagine
when you're on
that's
probation.
Probably like a 7-hour drive because it's probably 6 hours from here and we're an hour from Richmond and they have to go north. So it's probably like a 7-hour drive.
Why didn't they just fly?
Yeah, I mean, Richmond to New York. But then again, I would have taken the train. It's so easy. Richmond, hop on a train and go to New York. So easy. But whatever. Probably can't film on a train.
True.
So Anita tells Key Rock that he's family. He's welcome there anytime. And then now we find out that Anita thinks Britney's mom is crazy. So we are assuming Anita is her dad's
mother. Said that. It said her maternal grandmother when they first showed Anita.
Well, that would be paternal.
But it said maternal.
It did. Okay. Well, then it is. Anita is Britney's
daughter.
Yeah, that's her daughter. So she says she never told, the crazy mom never told Anita that Britney was in prison. Just told her she was in college and she's not allowed visitors or calls for 6 years.
That was insane. I mean, that was like the mic drop. Like, whoa. She really lied and said Britney was in college almost the whole 6 years.
And
minus, 2 months?
And didn't pay her phone bill, so she couldn't get phone calls and wasn't allowed visitors. And by the way, I also can't tell you what college she's in because it's a secret college. It's Hogwarts. I can't tell you where it is. Like, what?
You can only get there by dragging.
That's right. I mean,
that poor woman had to be so scared not hearing from Britney for 6 years.
I know. It seems like somebody in the family would have clued her in. Grandma must have had something else going on. She couldn't worry about it. So Grandma says, I always thought it was very strange. And I never found out until right before she got out. And I flipped out. I was very mad that she didn't tell me. Because she's probably like, I could have been speaking to her. I could have been writing her letters. I could have been sending her packages,
Yeah.
She said, I flipped out. I was really mad. And Britney tells us that she hated Virginia and was getting in trouble when she was in high school. And she wanted to live with her grandmother. So she moved in with her grandmother. That's in New York. And she did great. In her senior year, she was doing fantastic. She wasn't doing drugs, wasn't hanging out with the wrong people. But then after her senior year of high school, her parents made her come back to Virginia. She didn't want to go. She and Abuela were crying. They wanted to stay there because she loved living there with her. And she's like, and then my grandma didn't see me for 6 years.
I wonder why her parents wanted her to come back so bad.
I don't know. Maybe the mom has like a weird jealousy with the grandma, you know?
Maybe she does because the grandma has hazel eyes, as Britney pointed out to all of us.
She's pretty obsessed with grandma.
Yeah, she
Um,
does.
so I'm sure you've heard of microdosing. And if not, just know that all sorts of people are microdosing to feel healthier and perform better. Microdose gummies deliver perfect entry level doses of THC that help you feel just the right amount of good. I personally have been using them to sleep. I take half of one every night, like 30 minutes before bed. By the time I get in the bed, my brain has calmed down enough that I can just read my book and go to sleep. I don't let that wheel just turn, and then I can't sleep. So the microdose half gummy has helped me tremendously, and I highly recommend it. You can get 30% off your first order plus free shipping. You're going to go to microdose.com. Use the promo code PINKSHADE. It's available nationwide. Microdose.com, promo code PINKSHADE for 30% off and free shipping. Microdose.com, promo code PINKSHADE. Okay, so grandma didn't see you for 6 years. Okay, now Uncle Arnulfo, Arnulfo. I'm sure there's a lovely, beautiful Spanish way to say that, but
Yeah,
Arnulfo does not roll off my tongue.
that's all we got.
We'll call him Uncle Arnie. Okay.
There you go.
Uncle Arnie arrives and he steps outside to see her. And she tells him that she's engaged and they do hope to get married in the near future. And even if only Anita comes, that's fine. If nobody in
Yeah.
your family comes. And he says, "Do you ever see your dad?" And she goes, "Do you ever see your parents?" Is what he said.
Hmm.
He said, "Well, I invited my dad to come and eat with us, but he said he was busy." And then we see her crying on the cup. "What do you have to say about this man?" You know. And the uncle says,
Baby.
so everybody hates the mom. Okay.
Yeah.
The uncle says, "Your mother shouldn't be that way because she says she's a Christian. And if she
Mm-hmm.
carries herself as she says she does, doing God's things, then
Right.
she will have to accept him. In this world, God made us all the same. And she doesn't need to judge who you decide to marry."
Okay, I really want to see her mom.
Me too. If they get
Like,
another season, mom's going to have to come on, defend
after all
herself.
this shit people are talking about her, I don't think she's gonna come on. I don't think we're ever gonna see this lady.
I know. But like Anita hates her. Uncle Arnie hates her.
And that's her family.
Yeah, that's her family.
That's her brother, her mom, all her. If she needed a kidney, those are the people she would go to first.
Don't go to her mom, or else I'm going to give her shit.
Right?
So the uncle says, Key Rock seems like a good person and I don't have a closed mind. I'll come to your
Right.
wedding. He's always welcome in my home.
Yeah, that's nice.
So nice. And he says, I don't know what's happening with your mother, but you have an uncle who supports you and the doors to my home are open to you.
And it's clear they don't talk to her mom.
No, everybody hates her.
I got to hear this backstory. There's.
So now Britney's cousin / godbrother, whatever that means, Anthony comes in and he's so cute. And so they're like, "Oh my gosh, so good to see you." And like, they're like, "We should take some selfies. We should take some pictures." And abuela, who is the shadiest of all, goes, let's take some selfies and send them to your mother. Send them right now and see what she says. Let's see how jealous she is. I
love
it.
that.
I
Yeah,
loved it
me
too.
too. Yeah. That made the whole damn show right there.
And grandma says, "You guys should think about moving here to New York because HVAC installation, they make a lot of money. He could have a good career." And then we get a couple of talking heads. We get Anita saying, "I don't know why Brittany's mother won't accept the relationship. I don't know why." Then we get a talking head with Key Rock saying he loved Anita saying that they should move there and that she's so wonderful and accepting. But he does have a lot of family stuff going on back at home. But it's been a really good day. He's so happy to meet some of her family. They get in their car to drive off and they scream, "Team B Rock, go! B Rock,
that's
B
their
Rock, B Rock."
That's their little hashtag on their Instagram account, says B Rock. And I will say, as much of an asshole Key Rock was left, he flip flops. He'll be a total asshole one episode, and then the next episode you just love him.
He was being very sweet this episode.
Very, very sweet. He was not trying to steal her sunshine, her moment. He just let her have it. He was being a very good boyfriend.
He was. He was.
He'll fuck it up next week.
Okay, let's move on to Mike and Justine.
Oh boy.
All right. So the talking head, Mike says, it's hard to see Justine so disappointed in him because he did really screw up. Now we see Mike and Justine and Bentley and Kylie having lunch or dinner or something. Justine looks so miserable.
Yeah.
She looks so miserable. And we all, we've not we all, but
We all been there.
we all been there when you're pregnant. You are
Yep.
at the end and you're like, I don't care if I have my baby in this restaurant. Just get this
That's
thing out
right.
of me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're over it.
Over it. So Mike's mom calls and he walks out outside to talk to her. And she says, I'm going to offer to come there with the kids for the summer. And I'll spend the summer there in Pennsylvania with Melody, Nova, and Mason because Michael Jr. is already there. So Justine comes out to chat with them. And again, she's just, listen, she is waddling for real. She is miserable. I know you said her waddling was fake, but it's not.
I felt it this episode.
She was really miserable.
Yeah.
And so he tells Justine, like, my mom is volunteering to like come and help us out, and bring 3 extra kids, but also to help. And Justine
That
goes,
is too many people.
so many people. She goes, I mean, that's a great idea, but where are we going to put everybody? Like, we're close to living in a hotel ourselves. Like, that's 4 more people.
Everyone just find their own box, and that's your room. Just find a box.
We need Chance to come over there and build some bunk beds in those rooms.
Yes. Glue it together.
Glue it together and hope nobody falls in the middle of the night. So she was like, well, just like everything else, like we'll make it work. And he does say he worries a little bit about Justine and his mom arguing, but they're in a good place now, but like, you never know. All right. So back at the house with all the boxes stacked up everywhere, Bentley asked, where's everybody going to sleep when they get here? Because my bed is not open for anybody. That is my man cave.
That was so funny when he said that.
He's so cute.
He's cute.
So everybody arrives, and the next day she's sitting outside and everybody arrives. And Justine's like, I am grateful that Maria is coming. Like, it is going to be helpful. And Maria says, we're in a really good place and I'm not going to get in your way. And I appreciate, this opportunity. And they're being very nice to each other until Maria tries to like swab her in her sleep,
she's only there so she can steal a brush and get Michael's hair sample out. That's her sole purpose for the visit.
Oh my God. She's going to wake up and she's going to be standing there with one of those long, like COVID things, like swab. Yes. So, then Mike tells Melody, like, God, I'm so happy you guys are here. This is really great. And Melody tells her dad, I really have decided that when you guys move to Vegas, I want to go to.
Oh, boy.
And he says his only concern is that'd be really hard for Mason because Melody, Michael Jr., and Mason are all with the same mom. And Michael Jr. already lives with them. So then Mason would just be alone. And that's not good. That is
not good because this girl has been craving and begging for this man's attention.
Yeah.
And she decides that she's, you know what? I want to be with my dad so bad. I'm willing to leave all my friends, all my family to go live with you. And he still denies her. And the reason that he gave her that was the most fucked up reason. Why not say, look, that's what I want. Let me get my money together. Because let us get there. Let us get our money together. Because they've got to be damn near broke at this point.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I will move you out there. But he just like closes the door slowly in her face with the Mason reason.
But see, I watched it twice. So the second time writing notes, and I didn't get that. I got the feeling that he was saying it's okay. Like you could do it. Because first he's like, this would be really hard for Mason. And then he says that, to Melody, if you left, Mason would be really abandoned. Then he tells this when the 2 baby mamas were pregnant with Mason and Nova, when they were conceived, he already knew he was going to prison.
So why would you knock them up?
2 women. And he says, I have a lot of guilt about that. I went to prison and I never got to do like the changing of the diapers or the baby bottles or anything with them. And your solution is to move even further away from them?
And then he's like, Mason will feel abandoned. Well, what the fuck? You abandoned all of them.
Right.
So what? Now we're concerned about Mason?
I didn't understand that. Then she says, like, I'm so excited. And he goes, how do you think your mom's going to feel about it? And she goes, I think she's going to be fine. So I think they decided she is coming.
I guess we'll see.
They're going to fly that 4-year-old or that 6-year-old just back and forth by himself?
I don't know.
With that sister?
I don't know.
So none of this is a good plan.
None of Mike's plans are good plans. Not from the tennis shoes, not from the rap career, the moves to Las Vegas. I mean, he's so cute and I want to lick his nose, but damn, he's dumb.
Like his nose, that is gross.
He's such a pretty nose.
He does have such a good nose.
Yes.
So Mike says, we're going to tell Justine all this right away.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to slowly but surely break the news to her. Now, I think Justine could see with her own two eyes. If Kylie is leaving and Melody's coming in, that's a helper with the other kids.
You think so?
Know? Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. I mean, she's used to it because she had to change all of Mason's diapers when he was a baby. So there you go.
Yeah, Melody can't leave Mason.
I feel bad for her. Out of all the kids, I feel the worst for her. I just do.
Yeah. All right, we'll go on to Shawn and Sara, and then of course we have to finish with Joinomi and Red because it's the return.
Hot Mess Express.
Okay, so Shawn and Sara, first of all, here's my question to you.
Okay.
Why is Sara getting all this surgery? She's only 30 years old. She just had this one baby. Now she's got like the 12-year-old, but she's had this one baby recently. She's so young. I don't think she's going to have any more kids. Now she's got 2. Why is she having all the surgery?
I don't know, but when they showed that scar, I'm like, what in the Victor Frankenstein stitching body pieces together? Like, what was that?
I've never had a tummy tuck, obviously, so I don't know, but I know several people.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to look.
But I don't think it's supposed to look like that.
I mean, I had a whole baby taken out of me, and I didn't have that. Like, they're supposed to go, like, listen to me, like I fucking know what I'm talking about. But if I were a plastic surgeon, I would go from the bikini line and do the tummy tuck. That looked bad. It almost looked infected.
It did not look good. And it definitely didn't look like she needed to be putting on a weight belt and trying to do a tow truck.
No, it didn't.
No.
No.
So if anybody out there has had a tummy tuck, did your scar look like that and then it gets better? Let us know.
Let us know.
So I just don't understand why she's getting like the new boobs and the mommy makeover and all that. She just has had this. If she was like, I've had 4 kids in 5 years and my body's shot to shit, I want a mommy makeover, then you would understand.
Well, she's getting ready to leave Shawn. She's going to make him pay for all her shit so she can find a new man.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
I can't stand. I think I dislike Sara more than anyone.
Really? I don't have any feelings about her whatsoever. I
cannot stomach her.
Really? She just irks the shit out of you?
She irks the shit out of me. Like, I'd rather sit down and have a 5-course meal with Shawn than sit in a drive-thru at Starbucks with Sara. I cannot stomach this girl. She is the most selfish, self-centered person. I don't know that she's a good mom because she keeps getting all these surgeries where she can't take care of her kids. And she always has her mom over there helping her with the kids. She gives 2 shits about Shawn's children. And she's just an asshole to Shawn. And she has not a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
All that's true. You feel as strongly about her as I feel about Cam.
Oh, stop.
Which we haven't seen in weeks.
But he did finally post a picture of their baby.
Oh,
and showed her face.
Cute. She's cute.
She looks just like Aries.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Then she's beautiful. She doesn't look like him. That's good. So, all right. So I said she lives in Ohio, works for a tow truck company. Why is this girl having all this surgery? She's so young. So he tells her, I want to show you how to drive one of the tow trucks. And she's like, I just had a tummy tuck. Can you see the scar? And she puts on like a compression belt, And he says, we need to buy a second tow truck to get out of our financial debt. Huh?
The math ain't math. He's doing girl math.
Yeah. So now they're fighting in the car about how they each had $25,000 to spend. She spent hers on plastic surgery and he spent his money on one of these tow trucks. So I guess somehow they'd saved up $50,000 probably from their combined earnings from this show.
Okay.
And this is my thought. And they each said, okay, because we earned this money on the show and it's just found money, you can take 25. I'll take 25. I'm going to spend it on plastic surgery. You're going to buy a tow truck.
And just forget about the 500 kids that he has with Kelly
right.
And his child support. And I don't like how she is about paying the child support because he fully 100% takes care of her daughter. Because you can't tell me Anthony's paying child support.
We can't find him. We can't find him.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says, Shawn does not make good financial decisions, and we're in $15,000 to $20,000 of debt because of him. All
Wow.
right. And I wonder if this is because like he had that job managing the auto body shop and he quit that
Mhm.
job to do a tow truck company, but he's just getting started. So of course there's all that startup money and they just didn't
Yeah.
have it. They just didn't have that. If they had $50,000, they would have had that money for a startup
Yeah.
company.
I think all this other shit that he should have just kept his job.
Yes. And did
That's what I
this thing
think.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she gets all mad because the phone rings and it's Kelly, his ex girlfriend, who he has 7 kids with.
It's 6.
6. Okay. I knew
Yeah.
it was something. So,
It's a lot.
she says, nothing gets me more annoyed than seeing Kelly's name on his phone. And she goes, it's interesting because we actually did get along after the wedding, but then I think Kelly was manipulating me and using me against Shawn. And like she would message me and say, hey, tell Shawn my phone is off. And I don't know why she would text me that. Like, this is not Shawn's problem. Why the fuck is he paying her phone bill?
So to me, there was no reason for them to talk to each other at all.
Sara and Kelly.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to
Right,
talk.
I guess her thing was Sara felt manipulated because she's like, Kelly's sending me these messages about Shawn to
Right,
try to like get my sympathy to be like, why aren't you paying her phone bill? But it's
right.
backfired because Sarah's like, why the fuck would he pay your phone bill? You know?
I this is one of those situations that just pisses me off because he pays her $1,000 a month for,
Okay.
let's just say, 5 kids, because we know the one kid is an adult, he's in the army or whatever he's in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would hope she's on government assistance, because there's no way that she could. So $1,000, that's nothing.
Well, we don't know what her job is, but she doesn't appear to be a doctor or a lawyer. So
No,
to
and then
make
she's
enough
always got
money.
very colorful hair. So I'm just assuming it's not like at a doctor's office or anything like that.
Yeah,
But $1,000 a month for 5 kids is nothing.
it's not a lot. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No.
So Shawn says, Kelly's been calling and asking me for money all the time, for the kids. And Sara says, okay, well, tell her that half the kids are grown and she already gets money from you for these kids every month. And he goes, I don't know. She says like they need college money and they need braces. And she goes, one of them's in the army, the other one's going in the army. So I'm not buying this college bullshit. And we have insurance. So the braces excuses is out. The money, I think she just wants the money for herself. And
Ugh,
and they're sitting in this talking head, and he's talking about the tow truck business, about how if he could get it going, he could get more money to pay more for the kids. And she's like, "Oh,
right.
so the tow truck business is to make Kelly happy." He was like,
See?
he's like, "No, it's for us."
I I I can't. Just you know how she described how she feels whenever she sees Kelly on the phone?
Yeah,
That's how I feel every time she's back on another episode of Love After Lockup.
that's how you feel when you see her
She's
on
a
your
bitch.
screen.
She's a
Yeah,
she's a bitch. Like she's mean.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
kind of mean. Yeah. That's why her hair is fried. Her hair is fried. She's so mean.
So they argue some more about the truck. And he's like, if you could just learn to drive the truck, then we'd have 2 drivers and we could save money on payroll and everything else. So I guess the kids are just going to go with grandma, and 4'1" new boob tummy tuck is out there working a tow truck.
And I don't know why Shawn thinks that Sara wants to work, because Sara does not want to work. There's
Sh-
nothing about Sara that says, I want a job.
She didn't want this job.
Well, I wouldn't want that job either.
I
And
wouldn't
he's worried about making extra money. Can you get the fucking truck to work first?
know. I know.
Yeah,
And because I guess he's a mechanic, he's like, whatever I buy,
I can
he's
fix
like
it.
Ethan Plath. I could fix anything.
Uh,
Um, so then she says, and so he was just like, look, if you could learn to drive the truck, we save money on payroll, blah, blah, blah. And she said,
mhm.
you're trying to jam a 5-year plan into 6 months,
That's true.
which was a good point.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, because we're going to get a business loan to buy the second truck and da, 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 da. And he's like, so we need to get another truck to make more money. And she was like, to pay back the credit cards. And she's like, and then I feel like it's for Kelly. And he says, we need to spend money to pay off the debt. So this is like very stressful, very
It
stressful.
is. And she keeps bringing it all back to Kelly.
Yeah, she goes, I
Which
feel
is
like I have
kind
to eat shit over Kelly every time.
what is her deal with, like,
I,
I don't get it. There's like some extreme jealousy or something. It's kind of weird. I'm like, why are you jealous? Have you seen Kelly? Like, what
I
is that?
mean,
I mean,
he did
eh,
have 100 kids with Kelly, so
and he still never married her. So,
still never
Sarah,
married
I
her.
think you're winning in this situation. I mean, you're still with Shawn, but I mean,
Yeah, well, right.
yeah,
So actually you're losing. So in the
yeah.
talking head, of course, he tells us he hasn't told Sarah that he hasn't paid Kelly in months. So that's why she's calling. And all the money
Oh
that he keeps
man,
taking out on their credit cards is to fix that truck.
that's horrible.
Mhm.
He
It's
is kind of
really
shitty.
bad, really
Yeah.
shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I take it all with a grain of salt to think a lot of it is fake. But I think you can't not recognize the obvious in that she's having all these plastic surgeries, and what he's buying is actually to like make money
For
and have a business
them. Yeah,
for the family. Yeah.
I agree. Well, I think she's looking at her plastic surgery as a way of her making some money too, so she can get her a rich sugar daddy or something like that. She's not going to stay with Shawn.
I don't think so either.
Mm-mm.
All right, let's end with Joinomi and Red. It's the return of Red. Red has returned. He's in St. Louis. He meets up with his buddy named Sticks and his wife,
Ooh,
whose name is Deja.
ooh,
Deja had
ooh,
some
ooh.
big eyelashes on.
Forget the lashes. His
Stick,
friend is quite pretty.
Sticks was
Oof.
pretty cute.
He
Sticks
was
was
damn cute. I'm like, what are you doing hanging out with woman hipped old Red over there? Like, this guy could be.
a woman.
I will never let it go. I cannot do it. That's why he's always wearing like sweatpants. Can you imagine his hips and jeans?
We've seen him in
Somewhere,
jeans before, but they fall all the way down off his
oh
boot
yeah,
bag.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, he's not wearing like jeans that fit. Can you imagine him in a pair of jeans that actually fit and you're a guy from the back? You think that's a pretty goddamn good looking woman right there.
Keisha. Oh my God. All right.
Yeah.
So it's the return of Red. He meets up with
Yeah.
his buddy Sticks and his wife Deja. Now he met Sticks in prison in 2014 and
Hmm.
they did almost the whole time together. Now we
Yeah.
want to know, what does Sticks do? Why was Sticks in
I don't
prison?
know, but I will say this. You know
Mm,
how we always say, like, we've got a list of things that, if we were looking for a prison boyfriend, we wouldn't
Ah,
want that.
yeah.
So if I'm looking at pictures and there's a picture of Red and there's one of Sticks, I'm going to swipe, what is it, swipe left or swipe
I
right?
don't know. Swipe.
I'm going to Sticks. I'm like, boy, use me for all my money. I am sending. Do you want a check? Do you want Cash App, Venmo? I'm sending you all my money.
But if your
See,
choice was between Deja and Joinomi,
I'm
I
just going
mean,
to stay single.
yeah, okay. I mean, Deja's pretty cute except for her eyelashes.
And
Um,
I love a good lash, but
this was a lot. This was a
that was a
lot.
lot of lash. Yeah.
A lot of lies. She was
Yeah.
really happy about her television debut.
She
Um,
was.
so they're talking about, man, can you believe so and so and these people we know that went back to prison? I'm never going back to prison. They're talking about that. Now, then we meet another friend whose name is Little D. Now,
Little day.
Little D is who introduced Red to Joinomi.
Hmm.
And he was like, yeah, like I met her on Facebook or something. And I hooked them up. I hooked you up with Red. And I just told Red, like, yeah, you can milk her. You could get money out of her. I'm just trying to help my homie get some paper wise locked up. And Red goes, yeah, I got to help a man survive in there. I appreciate that, man. And I did that for 18 months. I just used her for the money. But then I fell in love. I fell in love.
I mean, so he basically confirmed what we already knew.
Uh huh.
And I tell you one thing, if I am a man, no matter how big or how little I am, I will never go by the nickname Little D. Just not doing it.
I didn't even put it together. Little D.
You are not about to call me Little D. Nope. 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 It's either Big D or D. We're not doing Little D. Sorry.
Ah. Oh my
Can't do
God,
it.
that is so funny. You have to imagine like he's got a brother and his brother's Big D. Oh God.
Well, call
Oh
me
God,
Twin D or
that's
something like that. But Little D, no, that's okay.
oh my God, that was so funny. I did like that he admitted that at first he was just using her for money.
Yeah, and as most of them, that's how they survive.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
He says, now, fell in love and we're in love now, but now, we're bumping heads. We're fighting all the time. And I don't know. I got caught with some pictures. She was real mad about that. And then I got petty about it, and tried to throw it in her face. And
Yeah.
Deja goes, well, It depends. What kind of pictures? Like naked pictures? And he
Mm-hmm.
goes, I mean, a couple of them. Now we see outside talking heads, Sticks and Deja together, and said, Sticks is like, she's probably expecting more than what he can give right now. And he just needs
Yeah.
to do himself and be by himself. And Deja
Yeah.
goes, there is no self to become one, no self. And he goes, I, and just looks down like a man that's just been beaten down. He's like,
She,
all
she
right.
looks like she'll fight a man with no problem at all.
She's like, let me tell you something about talking about do yourself. I'm gonna show you do yourself.
And
So,
plus, they're married, so she looks at it from a totally different
oh, I didn't know they
perspective.
were married. I thought she was.
Yeah, he said they said it said wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would hurry up and make that sexy man my husband too.
Mhm. And he tells
Like him.
Red, inside, he goes, "You just do yourself. Just do yourself and then just let her know." It's not great advice. Little D says, "If it's been like this for a month, how's it gonna be in, like, another month or 3 months or, like, a year or, like, 3 years? Like, don't kill your happiness for her, man." And Red says, "Wow, you opened my eyes. You opened my eyes. I gotta make a decision. I gotta make a decision." All right.
I don't
Now
think
back
little D needs to be giving any love advice at all.
Little D
Mm-mm.
is setting up prisoners with women he meets on Facebook. So,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
I wonder did they pay him for that? Like, do you get paid for that? I would make people pay me. That's like being a matchmaker.
Who would pay?
I
Red would
think
have
they
to
should
pay
pay
him?
little. Yeah.
Be like, "I'll give you 10% of everything she gives me?"
Or like you get some extra noodles this week, or extra bags of chips. That's
Yeah,
a business.
that is a business. Prison
Mhm.
Matchmaker, that was a show. That was only 1 season. I wish it would have been longer. That was a good show.
I don't think I
Um,
watched that one.
so, at home, we see Sway, and Sway's like, "How long is Dad gonna be gone? I really miss Dad." She's like, "You miss Dad? I wonder when Dad's coming." I was like, "This is not his dad.
No, not
We
at
can't
all.
belabor the point because we're never gonna fix it."
Mm-mm.
And Joy says, "Even when he's here, we feel like we're stepping all over each other, but I miss him, when he's even though we argue, and I haven't heard from him since he's been gone." And so she and Sway are pretending to clean, and then she's like, "I wonder where his PS5 is." And you see Sway cleaning one little spot that's empty. Like, that's where it was, because that's right by the TV.
Oh man, he totally lied. Like I can't lie. I fell over laughing when I saw that because like this motherfucker told this girl he was leaving his PS5 there, and he still took it.
And he still took it.
Uh, But you know
Sorry.
what? In his defense, if I were Joy Nomi, I would have ran immediately. That would have been the first thing I did was go look to see if he had taken his PS5. Not 3 days later. I would need to know that immediately. But
Yeah.
it
Well, we
is
don't
Joy
know.
Nomi.
Has he been gone 4 days, a week? We have no idea.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So we now see, so sorry, I got something in my throat. We see Red go to lunch with his sister Destiny and his cousin Erica. And he tells her, yeah, I proposed to Joy Nobi in Texas. Y'all the first people I'm telling. Happy news. And Erica's just
And
eating her food. And she's like, okay. All right.
they looked at him the same way Miley Grace and Gammy looked at Lindsay every time she walked out in a new fucking pageant dress.
Yeah, they're
It's
like,
just,
no, girl. No,
okay,
girl.
no. Uh-uh.
So Erica says, don't you think you're kind of rushing into this? And he goes, no,
Mhm.
I'm 30 years old. I'm ready to get married. Destiny goes, marriage is a big commitment. Are you sure there's no one else you're talking to? Like that vampire
Right.
chick from down the way?
Yeah, because I think she's heard a couple of things. And
She's
then
heard it.
he's talking to other people.
Of course he is. And on
Yeah.
this phone the whole time, he's like doing that thing where people do where they're absolutely not listening to you. They're on the phone going,
Yeah.
uh-huh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
uh-huh. He's not listening. He's on his phone texting. And then he looks up and goes, now look at my baby. Look at her looking good on the Instagram. And it's Joy Nomi with all the filters and the makeup and the boobs
Every
pushed up.
single one of them. Yes.
And she looks
Yes.
beautiful. And he's like, look at her. Got her boobs out, got her eyelashes
Mhm.
on. Look at her lipstick. Look at her, my baby looking fine.
He's
All
so
right.
immature.
Back in New Mexico, she is sitting with her cousin Lakeisha and Shoshana, her
Right.
sister. And she says, yeah, he went to Missouri and I don't even think he has a flight home. And they said,
He doesn't.
well, do you think he went to see another girl? Do you trust him? And we see Lakeisha outside saying, I mean, he might be there visiting other girls, but she'll find out. Us females, we always find out. And that's
And
the
we do.
truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. And then Joy says, yeah, it is hard to trust him because he lies and hides stuff. Yeah, that'd be a reason not to trust somebody because they
Yes, it
lie
would.
and hide
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't beg somebody to love you and treat you right because they just have to want to do it. And if they want to do it, they will.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
And she
Mm-hmm.
just starts pawing at her face.
Yes, she
Ooh,
does.
ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, she's crying.
Mm-hmm.
Never stops crying. And he calls her and she goes, look at this. This is Red calling right now. And she's like, boop. She sends it to voicemail. And he's like, yeah, I really do want this. And I want this to work out with her. I'm going to call her. So he leaves her a voicemail. And his voicemail says, I have finally made my mind up. Did she think didn't have his mind made up?
Yes, he knew he didn't have his mind made up, but she
Right.
didn't know it.
She didn't know that until she realized that
Mm-mm.
PS5 was gone.
Yeah.
And he says, I finally made my mind up. I miss you. I miss Sway. I miss the family. I miss y'all. I'm on my way home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's like, well, thanks for throwing me a fucking bone,
Yeah. I think he misses Sway.
I think he does too, because who couldn't he's such a little nugget. He's so cute.
He really likes Sway a lot. I do think he likes being not maybe the greatest dad, but I think he likes being okay. I think he likes hanging out with Sway.
I think he likes to play in the park with Sway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in Talking Head, she goes, well, this is the first I've heard from him since he's been gone. And when he comes home, he's going to have to show me that he's honest and loyal and he's going to have to step it up.
You're not getting through the door if you went out of town and I have not heard shit from you.
And I don't know when you're coming back.
Stay where you are. There's no
Uh-huh.
need for you to come back here. But then again, I mean, we're not joined on me. So
I know.
Yeah.
So he comes home and is like, hey, babe, you look great. And how's your trip? And she goes, how's your trip? Was it great? He goes, yeah, it was great. I had good times with my family. And she goes like, you didn't even call us or tell us where you're coming back or anything. And he goes, yeah, I was just real busy with my family and everything. And she goes, were you met up with other girls? And he goes,
Why
no.
would that be the third question you ask him?
It was the third question.
Why would you? I want to feel bad for her because he is such a dick, but she makes it hard to sympathize with her. She really does.
He hadn't even unzipped his suitcase.
No.
He's like, no, babe. I promise I didn't do anything. And he kisses her. She just cries and mops her face again.
Yep.
And they go sit in the den. He goes, what you got there? And she goes, this is my burn book. No, sorry. This is my journal. This is my fuzzy journal. Okay. I'm very serious with my fuzzy journal. So she gets out her fuzzy journal and she goes, I have a list of things that I need from you. Okay. And he goes, all right, let's hear them. And she goes, number 1, trust. He goes, all right. She goes, I need to be able to trust you. He goes, okay. She goes, and that leads me to number 2, honesty.
Huh?
Aren't these the same things?
Yeah, they usually go hand in hand. Yeah, but it's Joy Nomi, so she just doesn't know the difference.
No, and I need you to be honest and telling me things that goes to number 1. It's trusting. And he goes, all right, okay, I got you. I hear you. And she goes, number 3 is be a provider. You haven't gotten a job and you're just out here and I'm working and I need you to be a provider for the family. And that goes into number 4, which is appreciation. I just need you to appreciate me for everything I'm doing. And she just starts scraping at her face. And he's like, all right, I appreciate you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, yeah, I see. I got some work to do. And, I think what I'll do, I'll just pick one of those things each morning and work on one thing each morning.
But I could only do that one thing for that one day. I can't do them all in one day. You got to pick your days that one day I could be trustworthy. The next day I could be loyal. The next day I can be a provider, but I can't do all 3 of them. That's just way too much.
I can't be a provider and be trustworthy on the same day.
No,
it's too hard to have a job and be trustworthy.
She is asking way too much.
Mm-mm. And she goes, well, I'm going to need the first 2 things on the list immediately. And he goes, all right. Okay. All right. Well, then, all right. If we're going to do this, then I got a confession to make. And she goes, okay. He goes, I'm going to be honest with you. Remember that fight we had and I stormed out of the room because you were mad about my naked girl picture albums? And she goes, uh-huh. He goes, yeah, when I stormed out of the room, I met up with a vampire female.
She sucked
And,
my blood.
and we had sex. And she's like, are you being for real right now? She takes the glasses off. She doesn't even reach the hands under the glasses. She just takes them off
No.
because she knows that she's going to be crying for the next hour.
So we should all collectively feel bad for her in that moment.
Yeah.
But to me, if you keep asking the same question over and over and over, you keep digging and digging and digging and digging, you're going to strike gold at some point. This is what she has been looking for. Like, bitch, you know he's not trustworthy. You know he has fucked someone else. She already knows this, but she just has to hear it come out of his mouth. And then there you go. I don't know what to tell you. He told her, he finally told her the truth. You wanted trust and loyalty right now. Damn it, he gave it to you.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So next week on Life After Lockup, Sara says, the money is gone. Like, this is over. And then Shawn says, what did I get us into? Well, we've already seen last week on a preview that they were like packed up and moving to Vegas. So I don't know. Are they moving in with Kelly? I don't know what's happening.
Maybe him and like Montana Millsam are going to go half on a house.
Between the two of them, they have 16 children.
They can make it work.
It's like a Duggar situation.
Yeah, go ahead. Make it a whole little compound,
So then Chance says to Taylor, if I come completely clean and honest about everything, then what? So I guess he's going to tell about all his boyfriends and girlfriends and everything. And then she's supposed to like take him back and let him finish the house. Yeah. I don't know. Justine's having the baby. Okay. Finally. And Lindsey, I think, still in the wedding dress. Maybe not.
I didn't get to see the previews. My DVR cut it off.
Oh, shit.
I didn't see. I was like, God damn it.
She is yelling at Blaine, but this is the thing we've seen a couple of times. It says to Blaine, what have I done to you that's on this level about the thing? And he yells, how about you running off with a married fucking man?
Ooh.
Now, we don't know what any of this means. We do know that they're not together anymore. But what is the married fucking man? Who is? Some people speculated like maybe he was married at the time when they first hooked up.
Okay.
And maybe that's what he's referring to. Or maybe Scott was married when she first met Scott or something. Maybe it's not the bombshell that we're being led to believe it is.
That we hope that it is.
That we hope that it is. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. Oh boy is right.
Well, the episodes have most definitely picked up.
Yeah. They're cranking along. Since they say episode 20, I don't really know what episode it is.
Who knows?
Is it 7? Is it 8? I'm not sure. Are they taking my show off the air to replace us with Mama June again? I don't know.
Look, this is Mama June. This is going to be a very high-low season. We've got Honey Boo Boo's graduating.
Yeah.
Potentially Mama June has stolen all of her money that she's made from the television. We've got Anna who's dying of cancer. I mean, they may get an Emmy. They may get an Emmy for this season.
Girl, stop. You stop that right now.
I'm very excited. I can't wait.
You tried to go Emmy with this show. Now, come on now.
They may get an Emmy nod.
They're not giving any Emmy lifetime. Come on.
Okay. They might. You don't know.
Keisha, what is happening on the Libra Lounge with Keisha?
Producer James told me I have to record this week. So
because you want to, because you love the podcast.
Once I'm on the mic, I love it. But it's getting me to do it. So like,
But you're funny and the people like to hear what you have to say.
And I always feel so good. I feel like I had a therapy session after I'm done.
Yeah.
Now, see, when I record with Mayor Payne, it's like I have to. I'm on time. I am prepared.
Yes.
All of the things.
Yes.
But for myself, I'm like, oh, I guess we'll record.
I know. I get so excited when I sit down and Keisha's like, oh, I got some scoop to tell you. I'm like, save it for the podcast. I get so excited.
Yeah. Well, we most definitely will. This will be a topic. Kanye and Northwest both have like new girls.
Right. Except for one is removable and one is not.
All I know is that they're starving children in the world. And these two mofos have got diamond encrusted girls.
Kanye's new grill is permanent teeth made of
Yeah.
titanium,
Titanium.
and it's permanent. It's not something you can pop in and out. He has replaced his teeth with
Yeah.
titanium, just a solid piece of something. I don't know how he's going to chew.
I don't know.
They said it's like new, inventive, the future of dentistry.
No, it's not.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
And
No.
he's got his wife out there looking like a whole hostage victim in every single picture.
I give it 2 more years and she's going to be done. She's not going to be able to take it anymore.
Is she going to be alive in 2 more years? Because what is happening in that house?
Who knows? And she's so cute. That's the thing
Well,
about it. She could have any man. She faced her face. She could give Kim a run for her money.
it's interesting because I asked Kate Casey, I was like, what do you think is going on here with this? Because she and I were just talking. And she goes, I think he found a woman that looks just like Kim that he's publicly humiliating to get back at Kim.
In his mind, I could see that. I can see that happening. Something's wrong with that. But he needs to go with Lindsey on a night shift too. He needs to the program where Lindsey works at. Kanye most definitely needs to go there as well because the boy's fucked up in the head.
Yeah, but
really
you just
is.
saw the picture, like he was with that new wife and Chris Rock having lunch. You're like, now Chris Rock, did you think he could talk some sense into Kanye?
Well, even if he's not talking sense, you know that Chris Rock is talking loud because that's all he does. He just talks loud. He's just loud. Yeah, I don't find him to be funny at all. He's just loud.
I think Chris Rock is funny, but I think he was funnier in his earlier years. But he does scream
now.
And you know, like Leslie Jones also screams, and I love Leslie Jones. I loved her on Saturday Night Live, but on her comedy special, she just screams, and I'm like, just because you're screaming doesn't make it funny.
Make it funnier. No, that's like talking really loud to a deaf person. It doesn't make the person hear the sound anymore. No.
What do you think? Hold on, I've got to look up something very, very funny. What do you think comedian Keith Parrish, okay. What do you think his comedy's like?
I don't know. I feel like, in every small town that have that real rinky-dink, the hole in the wall strip club.
Yeah.
I think that's where he does his performances at right there. And he is paid in like 2 drinks.
Well, I'm looking him up and he is going to go on my Instagram story because I'm like, he did it. He wore that shirt and he was like, I'm getting on TV.
He did his big one.
It worked on me.
Yeah, he did his big one. I didn't notice, but he did his big one. He did his big one. Yeah, most definitely.
All right, everybody. At the top of the show, I told you everything that's going on this week. Prison Brides comes out Thursday on Pink Shade Prime with Keisha and I. Meredith Constant on Pink Shade Prime on Friday doing Smothered and 90 Day. Tomorrow will be 90 Day Original Recipe with Kimberly. The one that's on Pink Shade Prime is Single Life. And I've got an interview coming up with Miss Debbie that I'm going to drop for you guys this week, too. So lots going on. What?
You have to tell Meredith that I have a Marie Antoinette tattoo on my foot.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, she's into the British royals, and Marie Antoinette was French, but I did go to Versailles.
Well, let her know anyway. I think she may think that's pretty gosh darn cool.
This is my Versailles keychain.
You didn't get that for me?
No, but I could send it to you if you want it.
It's cute.
It's real cute. I got all sorts of crown stuff when I was in London. All right. I gotta go. I gotta go do another podcast.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.